morning, my lovelies. Welcome back to the kitchen. My name's Rebecca, for all of you who are new. I love all things vintage, and today's no exception. So we are going to be making some meat and tomato pie. There's plenty of tomatoes coming off the garden now, and potatoes, and all of the wonderful things. So I thought I'd hit the books and see what there is. I've got two versions for you. One is more of a supper, and that's out of this little book. And one is a bit more of a substantial meal, and for that I'll be using my 1931 Radiation Cookery book. So let's begin. From the Radiation Cookery book, we are going to need half a pound of tomatoes, 3 potatoes, 1 tablespoonful of chopped onion, some slices of cold meat, 1/4 pint of stock, browned crumbs. And the method: cut some slices of cold meat, place in a dish alternate layers of meat, sliced tomato, raw potato, chopped onion with seasoning between. Continue the layers until the dish is full. Yum, yum, yum. So we're going to slice you. This is the level that we're playing at, chaps. My tomato knife for my tomato, just so I know what I'm doing. Oh, gorgeous. First pickings of the year. Oh, aren't you beautiful? Oh yeah, I just want to eat you now. So that's a layer of tomato. And then some raw potato. So I've done it in two ways. I've done it across and I've done it a slice, so I can sort of fit it nicely. I don't think they said to wash the starch off, so we're just going to roll with it. And a little bit there. And then some onion. With a bit of salt and pepper. And we'll build the next layer. That's taken 2 layers, that sort of size. A very generous portion of potatoes on top. Add 1/4 pint of stock, sprinkle brown crumbs on top, cover with a piece of greased paper, bake for 1 hour with the Regulo at Mark 7. Serve in a dish. Ooh, look how orange they are. Wow, oh, I'm intrigued now. I want to look at these. Oh, wow, look at the difference. Wow, yeah, they've definitely been goldened, haven't they? I love working with new ingredients. All these old recipes are making me actually cook with, I mean, to me they're new, but you know, they're just good old staples from the cupboard. And then it says to cover with a piece of greased paper. Chaps, I don't know what the Regulo Mark 7 is. I did have a look through the book to see if I could find an answer. I think you're just going to have to use your own judgment on that one. And moving on to the more supper kind of recipe for today. That is in the War-Time Cookery little booklet. It is called Sausage and Tomato Pie. And for that you will need 1 pound of sausages, 1 pound of tomatoes, cold mashed potatoes, and some seasoning. Right, so the first thing to do is to scald and skin the tomatoes. And then once you've done that, cut them into halves. So I've just put a bowl of water in the freezer. Take off your green tops of your tomatoes, and with your knife at the bottom just give a little nip in the skin on each tomato. And by the time you've done that, your pan should be boiling and ready. What you're going to do is you're going to put your tomatoes in the water. Big ones for about a minute, these sized ones for about 30 seconds, and then you're going to use your slotted spoon. You're going to take your tomatoes and take them straight out of the hot water into the cold water, and that will make the skins go ooh. And then once they're cool enough to handle, the skin should just come off easy, and there you go, you've got your scalded tomatoes. By nipping the bottom, it just helps. If you were to try and get the skin off now, it's a bit of a struggle. It's connected to the flesh, if you can see that. But once it's been warmed and cooled, it comes off much easier. I remember that from Granny. Remember to be fuel efficient. Use the smallest pan you can and only the minimal amount of water. Just what you need. I think that's come to a sort of a rolling boil simmer now. So in go the tomatoes. And out comes the bowl of water. Scald and skin the tomatoes and cut into halves. Drop the sausages in boiling water and simmer a quarter of an hour. Skin them and slice them in half lengthways. Right, I'm going to suspect they're saying to skin the sausages because during the war, I think what was used was the actual intestines of the pig to encase the sausage meat. So you wanted to sort of semi-cook the sausage meat so it was stable, and then you could take off the intestines thing. I mean, it seems rather extravagant, especially if you're struggling with your fuel units. I think if you just cut your sausages up, if you couldn't be bothered with this bit, I don't think it would probably harm it that much. But, you know, we're following the recipe. I don't think it's going to work on this because he's a veggie, so I'm just going to cut them. So at least that'll save me, the next time I do this, 15 minutes worth of, oh, but then I'll lose my broth, won't I? Oh, it's like a roller coaster, this cooking. Just been reading this bottom bit here. Use the fat from the sausage water for cooking of other dishes. And I just thought, well, I've had a bit of a whiff and it smells actually okay. I think I'm going to have a taste. When it cools down, I'll have a taste. And if it's any good, it's got all those flavours in there from the tomatoes and the sausages, I think I'm going to turn it into a bit of soup. So if you've got the odd carrot, tater, parsnip, cabbage, whatever, if you've got the odd bit of something knocking around, use it as soup, use it as stock water and make a bowl of soup out of it. Then you don't waste it. Woohoo! Especially because you've had the hob on as well for 15 minutes cooking 2 sausages. You know. Ooh. Oh yeah. Oh, that smells nice. Oh yeah, that's definitely worth it. Yeah, make a soup out of your water, chaps. Yeah. Oh, lovely, lovely. I think if you were using pork sausages, if you did maybe 1 or 2 potatoes with an apple, or some sort of, you throw an apple in there to go with the pork, sort of the flavour, the juices, that would be really nice. When I watched a YouTube video, it's World War II, I was there, and the lady there, she was like, well, there were sausages, and there were sausages. She was saying that, I mean, sausages were never on the ration, because there was never really any blue meat in them, so, you know. But hey-ho, chaps, get yourself some nice sausages, treat yourself. Grease a pie dish or casserole and place in it alternate layers of sausage and tomato. Cover thickly with mashed potatoes and bake 15 to 20 minutes. Use the fat from the sausage water for cooking other dishes. I'm going to add a little dab of butter just to make that gorgeous. The last of my ration. Oh, I've got more than I thought I had. Oh, I only had a tiny bit. Oh, well, I can't use all that. No, I can't use all that. No. No, no, no. That'll do. Ah, lovely. Right, let's get that in the oven. With these recipes, I think if you wanted to replace the meat with some sliced courgette, use up your courgettes, you could. Anything else you've got in the garden, you could just throw in, I suppose. Anything that would work, really. It's in a way, it's a little bit like a lasagna, you know. You can use sliced courgettes in place of lasagna sheets as well if you wanted to go a bit more healthy, low calorie, low wheat, gluten, whatever it is. Also, I think they make really good sort of Monday dishes, because after you've had your Sunday dinner, you're going to have scraps of whatever meat you've got, plus maybe a bit of mash sitting around. So it's like if you ever make mash always put a little bit extra in the fridge, because mashed potato in wartime cooking gets used so much. So yeah, I think it's just this is a good option for your Monday easy suppers, to help use your leftovers up. Whatever leftover vegetables you've got from the Sunday dinner, you can throw in there, I suppose. So yeah. But anyway, I hope you enjoy, and let me know how you get on. Take care, guys. Bye. I'm looking at the wrong place again. I mean, oh God.